He said, well, you know, I've done all of this.
I was getting really sick of rock music.
He's not that character anymore.
Who's gonna make me feel the way you used to do?
Who are you then? I don't think he cares about that anymore.
Whose voice is gonna say goodnight? I'm evolving.
When you hear the name Keith Richards, you probably picture a rock legend with a cigarette hanging from his lips, a guitar slung low, and that signature "I've seen it all" grin.
He is definitely the archetypal bad boy rock guitarist personified, and he's the model that all of us rebellious rock guitar players follow from.
I think everyone creates a character for themselves to a certain extent. I don't know whether Keith created a character of himself which is real or not real. Keith's got a reputation as a hell raiser, so I think he was very worried at one point if he was no longer going to be a hell raiser. He's not that character anymore. Who are you then? I don't think he cares about that anymore. I don't blame him.
Well, if you go to a Stone show and Keith is standing there looking badass, you're visiting the part of you that you feel is missing.
He's the guy who's been rocking with the Rolling Stones for over 6 decades and somehow still seems indestructible.
Every guy I've ever met in my life wants to be Keith Richards.
I could kid myself that I was obviously born to play rock and roll and be an enormous star. No, I dreamt of that. That's not the same thing as knowing, is it? Do we call that destiny? What do we call it? I call it love.
He is the epitome of a rock guitarist. The original, the one and only, it's Keith Richards.
But here's something that might surprise you.
There we go. Story so far.
Why are you coming to see the show? Who are you going to see?
Keith Richards. I like his hair.
Just his hair?
I just like him.
Keith Richards is actually a pretty shy guy.
He's terribly shy. I mean, as I knew him when he was a child and growing up to be a teenager, I know what he's really, really like. No one else knows him from that period, except for me, I think.
Keith Richards? Shy?
You can see from the interviews, he's introverted naturally.
This is the same Keith who's performed in front of millions, lived through some of the wildest chapters in rock history, and written some of the most iconic riffs of all time.
Keith Richards wrote the dictionary version of what rock and roll was.
There isn't another guitar player like Keith Richards. There's nobody who comes anywhere close to him.
Yeah, you got that you.
It was that sound of the guitar. And the sound of that guitar was the creation, I would say, of the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, you got.
But behind that legendary image is someone who's way more low-key than people realize.
It's hard to define shyness. I don't know. When it comes to shyness, I don't really know where to put it. I mean, sometimes I think I use it as a weapon and say, oh, it's shy.
In interviews, Keith has casually mentioned that he doesn't really like big crowds or all the noise that comes with fame.
I guess in a way you get shy of things, crowds and stuff, because, I mean, I can't go to a movie, to a cinema anymore. Sometimes when I have, I've never felt like more sort of embarrassed in my life as somebody, it's Keith Richards, it's Keith Richards. I've ruined the whole movie for everybody, right? I mean, and then I'm going, oh, excuse me, tripping over people. I'll leave now. And I get shy in that situation, and that just comes with fame and all of that crap, which throws another load of stuff at you.
Can't you have me now?
He said he's more at home hanging out with a few close friends.
That will go. Then I scratch.
Playing guitar sipping on something smooth and having real conversations.
I love Jim Hall.
Jim,
Offstage, he's a whole different vibe. When he's not on stage, Keith is surprisingly chill and soft-spoken. He's not the type to chase the spotlight. He actually values his privacy a lot.
Life's a funny thing, you know. Nobody wants to get old, but they don't want to die young either. You know, and you just got to follow this thing down the path, you know.
People who know him personally often say he's thoughtful, kind, and even a little reserved.
Who's gonna hold a squeeze try?
It's a side of him that most fans never get to see.
Now that she's gone out of my life.
So how does someone so shy become one of the most electrifying performers ever? For Keith, the stage is a kind of escape.
Get Keith's headband.
I'm not gonna dress me. Okay, I will.
When he's up there playing,
Whose voice is gonna say goodnight?
it's like all the nerves melt away.
Now that she's gone out of my sight.
Music gives him a way to express himself that words can't always capture.
Who's gonna tell me lies and let me think they're true?
It's not about being in the spotlight. It's about doing what he loves and sharing that with people.
And now that my effort is overdue.
That's what makes him so real.
On the road, I feel at home. Being backstage, being on stage, you know, it's familiar. You know.
Hi, baby.
What's cool about Keith is that he's never tried to be anyone but himself.
I was getting really sick of rock music. Rock and roll I never get sick of.
He doesn't fake confidence or play into the fame game.
There was less and less of that and more rock music, which is actually a white man's version.
His shyness just makes him more authentic.
We all I mean, eventually, that's their version of rock. You know?
And honestly, more likable.
It's like, excuse me, I prefer the roll.
He's proof that you don't have to be loud to be legendary.
It's a 1967 Norelco, the same one that you would carry around with you. Found it.
You can be quiet, a little reserved. And still leave a massive mark on the world.
That's as much as you're gonna get. See what comes out.
So yeah, Keith Richards might be shy, but maybe that's part of what makes him such a rock and roll icon.
Then they put a microphone on that and put it into the studio.
He doesn't need to talk big. His music already says it all.
Basically, you have an electric guitar, but with the feel of an acoustic.
If you're an extrovert in show business, I think you're in a good place.
Basically starts there, and Mick would finish it off.
Hey, so my name is called Disturbance.
If you're an introvert in show business, it will cause you probably some anguish or discomfort perhaps, or anxiety.
Most people that are in bands, guitar players, maybe they're a little introverted, they're a bit awkward, they can't talk to girls. Even Jimi Hendrix would just be at the back of the class mumbling, but give him a guitar and the world lights up.
Keith didn't care in the beginning about clothes or about his image. He was just concerned with the sound. This was his way of performing. He was back there making the sound.
He said, well, you know, I've done all of this for another book and everything. It hadn't been playing. And he was like, you know, maybe I should, like, retire kind of thing.
Yeah.
In which I completely freaked out. I said, what are you talking about?
I was talking in my sleep. I've been blessed, man. And I'll play as long as I can get away with it. That's all I can do. I'm not getting old, I'm evolving.